Are we good? Okay. But it didn't say you are recording.
Yes, it
Did it? Oh, I didn't hear it because somebody was talking over here. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the May 16th, 2023 Town Council meeting. And Deputy Mayor.
Yes, good evening. Thank you, Mayor Donovan. We would like to acknowledge that we are meeting here today or this evening in Kispukwik, one of the 7 districts of Mi'kma'ki, homeland of the Mi'kmaq people. We acknowledge the treaties of peace and friendship, and we thank the Mi'kmaq people for their generosity in sharing the homeland with us. We are all treaty people.
Thank you. Motion to approve the agenda, please. Councillor Elliott, and the second, please, Councillor Butler. Just to note that we will have an in-camera at the end of the out-of-camera meeting. Are there any changes to the or additions? No, there aren't. All right. All right. All those in favor of approving the agenda, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, and that's passed. And we have 2 sets of minutes. The first, a motion to approve the Town Council meeting of April 18th, 2023. Deputy Mayor.
I would move that we approve the minutes of the Town Council meeting of April 18th of 2023.
Seconder, please. Councillor Palmetier, and my apologies, Deputy Mayor. I forgot that you move all of them.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, won't happen again. Are there any errors in those minutes or omissions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, those are passed. And Deputy Mayor, special town council meeting of May 2nd.
So I would move that we approve the special Town Council meeting, May 2nd of 2023.
And the seconder, Councillor Elliott. And are there any additions, comments? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, those are passed. Right. I have a few comments. I'm going to focus on the past weekend, which was, of course, Acadia's convocation, and congratulations to all of the Acadia graduates. I had the great pleasure of sitting for, I counted up 20 hours, but it was quite lovely, and some very moving moments. I thought I would share some of them with you. You probably saw the post that I believe Barb reposted from Acadia, Charles Dewey. For those who might be listening, I'll just share the story in case you haven't seen. Mr. Dewey graduated in 1957, long before some of you in this room were born. Maybe many of you in this room were born. And he could not attend his graduation because he and 3 other fellow students were heading out west to engineering jobs. I always missed being able to walk across the stage. Apparently at the alumni dinner in Halifax just a few weeks ago, he ran into former Councillor Proudfoot and told her his story. So she made arrangements, and he did walk across. His family was there, and he walked across the stage, and there was a standing ovation from everybody in the room. It was really quite moving. It was quite lovely. So that was a lovely moment. It was nice to see Alison Webster and Tanvi DeBas, 2 students who were engaged with the town and that I also engaged with personally. So it was nice to see them graduate. I did post some information about one of the 6 honorary doctorate degree recipients, Dr. David Mensah, just an amazing person, an amazing story. And I won't even talk about it because it'll bring tears to my eyes, but that was a very lovely moment. And also just a final comment, this was Dr. Ricketts' last convocations, and I have to say that I have enjoyed getting to know Dr. Ricketts and working with him over these past 4 years and more closely over the past 2 years. And so I wish he and his family all the best in whatever the future holds for them. So those are my comments. Does anyone on council wish to add a comment? Something if not, all right, thank you. Public input. I don't see anybody in the chamber. Do we have anybody online? Therefore, we will have no public input or question period and move to motions from Committee of the Whole of May 2nd, 2023. RFD 019-2023 civic addressing bylaw. I guess, I don't know what that is. Is that a planning bylaw? Let's say it's a planning bylaw.
Sure. Sounds good. I would move the council give first reading to the civic addressing bylaw RFD 19 2023.
And a seconder, please.
I'll second
Councillor
that.
Butler. Are there the staff wish to add any information? Does council wish to ask any questions of staff or make any comments? All those in favor of the motion as read, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Oppose? That's passed. And the RFD 020-2023 Community Safety Officer Proposal. Councillor McKay.
Thank you. I would move that council approve the proposal submitted by Dr. Stephen Snyder to explore the creation of a community safety officer CSO pilot project for the town of Wolfville.
Seconder, Deputy Mayor. CEO, you look like you have
Yes, no,
something
I
to
just
add.
wanted to update council that Acadia has come in with $15,000 of contribution towards the feasibility study.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for that information, and thank you to Acadia. As this is Acadia's night. So any questions or comments from council? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's passed. And Councillor Butler, temporary borrowing resolution.
All right. Oh, it's not as long as the last one, so it's good. I've been practicing. I move that council approve the attached temporary borrowing resolutions. TBR 23/24-01 various purposes town, $2,552,900. TBR 23/24-02 water transmission and distribution, $399,900. Total borrowing, $2,952,800 to cover loan facilities with the Bank of Montreal until such time as the short-term loans are replaced with debenture borrowings and grant funding as per the 2023-24 town capital budget 10-year investment plan CIP and 2023-24 water utility capital budget.
Thank you, Councillor Butler. Seconder, please. Councillor Elliott. Any comments, any questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's passed. And the Wolfville Children's Center. Would someone like to put that on? Councillor Elliott.
I would move that council direct staff to enter into negotiations with the Wolfville Children's Center to enable a land swap of adjacent town-owned land to facilitate the Wolfville Children's Center constructing a new facility and bring back a draft agreement for council direction and approval.
Thank you. Seconder, please. Councillor Palmer. Any questions, any comments of staff? Any questions or comments of council to staff? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? That's passed. And new business. This is miscellaneous appointments. CEO.
I can speak to this. So added this direct to council. So we're getting close to having the final REN agreement executed. It's been being circulated around to all the municipalities for signature. And we don't have our first meeting date set yet, but we do need to have a representative. The way the IMSA is written is that it's the mayor or a designate. In speaking with Mayor Donovan, she's expressed an interest to serve in that role as the mayor. And the other piece of the RFD is now that we have our new MOU executed, there's an administrative lead from all the parties. And I don't know if it's necessary to formally approve me, but I thought it couldn't hurt to do that. It is new. I've been serving in that role, but just to formalize it. So those are the two motions in front of you.
Thank you, CEO. Are there any questions of the CEO, Councillor McKay?
Just one. We have alternates for pretty much all of our committees, I believe, except for this one and diversity. Accessibility there is. Yeah. I think it's Ian now. Councilor Palmer. Are you? It's either you or me. I can't remember because I think I was and I can't remember. I definitely was last term, but we don't have one for diversity and we don't have one enabled for this one. And should we?
The IMSA doesn't specify that, but it wouldn't be a bad idea if somebody was interested, we could appoint them the alternate and have that.
Councillor Ingham?
I think it would be a good idea to have an alternate and also on diversity since it does meet once a month. And so sometimes it may be hard. So I do request that also.
Councillor Elliott?
Oh, I didn't mean to have.
I'm wondering if the alternate might be the person who is whoever happens to be on the WBDC because of the connection. Would that be illogical?
That would make sense.
And I also said, I think I'm your alternate
You are
on the other
IMSA,
instance,
so
which I'd be
that
fine with.
makes sense.
Not that it has to be me, but I'm happy to do it.
For
Should
that
it be-
reason,
makes
because
sense.
of your King's Transit, that's
Right.
why we
Yeah.
did that. Can we add that?
I would just do a separate motion
Oh,
to
okay.
appoint that.
All right,
Yeah.
so on the motion, if somebody would like to, I'm sorry, don't want to cut anything off.
I could move this.
Yes, that's good. Any other comments or questions before we go to moving it?
That's really good. But what about the mention of the diversity? Will we do that at another point for an alternate on that?
So for our own committees of council, we are going to be bringing back an RFD in July. And that was one of the directions that we were asked to look at as staff around how to handle alternates for our own committees. So you could do a one-off
Okay.
motion tonight, or we will be discussing it in July and we can get somebody in place if that's the direction at that time. Either way.
I think July is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Deputy Mayor.
So I would move the council appoint Mayor Wendy Donovan to serve on the Valley Wren Liaison and Oversight Committee until October 2024.
And are these two separate motions?
Yes.
Okay. Seconder for that motion. Councillor Elliott. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And sure. we're on a roll.
Do you want me to do the alternate first? To keep it in order?
Sure.
Okay. I would move the council appoint Councillor Jody McKay to serve on the Valley Wren Liaison Oversight Committee as an alternate until October 2024.
Seconder, Councillor Butler, any comments or questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Opposed? That's passed. And then the CAO.
And I would move the council appoint the Chief Administrative Officer to serve as the administrative lead supporting the Town and Gown Committee.
The seconder, Jody. Any comments or questions? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? So that brings us to the end of our business. And Aaron, you were right about our timing. Could I have sorry, Ian? No, because Aaron's a staff person. So
Yeah, I
she
can
would
appoint.
have, I guess, if Mike, we have a acting CAO. Right?
Surprise.
I am right in that, right? That's all I thought it was. Okay, motion to adjourn to in camera. We have, we're moving to in camera under section 22 of the Municipal Government Act related to legal. Motion to move in camera, please. Councillor McKay. And a seconder, please. Councillor Elliott. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? We are now in camera. The public part of the meeting is over.